You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Two black men. What's another story? Two black men were found hanging from trees within the last 2 weeks. In Palmdale, California, 24-year-old Robert Fuller was found hanging from a tree outside City Hall last week. Officials initially suggested Fuller died by suicide, but the circumstances resemble a recent death in nearby Victorville, about 45 miles away. Now, days earlier, the body of 38-year-old Malcolm Harsch was found in a tree outside the city's library. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says it does not currently suspect foul play, but both families are skeptical. In both cases, people who knew the men suspect they were murdered. Malcolm Harsch's body was found on May 31st, and Robert Fuller's body was found on June 10th. Michael, the thing here is these need to be obviously fully investigated. We don't know. Have folks obviously committed suicide? Yes, we told the story last week of a prominent television writer who hung herself, 39 years old. But, you know, when you see two nearby, it certainly raises questions, Michael.
It certainly does. And we have to wonder, I think I was on listening to a group chat, and folks were wondering if any of the white supremacist groups were going to literally come to some of the protest marches. And I'm not talking being secret squirrel, trying to, pretending and burning things down. I'm talking standing up across the street and voicing their opposition to Black Lives Matter and the other protesters. So I wonder if this is the way they have decided to manifest itself and to say this is the way we're going to speak up and start hanging people from trees. Because I've heard from a variety, clearly, suicide is a problem in all communities, clearly also in the African-American community. But I've heard of a lot of ways people kill themselves. I haven't heard brothers hanging themselves from trees. So I'm not sure about that. So clearly it has to be fully investigated.
Avis?
This is so exhausting because we know that in 2006, so this was 14 years ago, the FBI issued a report that specifically said that police departments across the country were being infiltrated by white supremacists and skinheads all over the nation. And you know what was done about that? Not a damn thing. I'm so angry about this. Who kills themselves right across the street from City Hall? That powerful warrior sister that you just showed on that screen is not the type of spirit that takes her own life. Let's just be real about that. That's a warrior right there. She's not going to wave the white flag and take her own life. She was murdered. I am so tired of people trying to explain away the obvious. There are people who are hunting down Black people all across this country, and some of them wear blue uniforms. So let's just be very, very real about that. How many protesters from Ferguson just ended up dead? Do we think that's a coincidence?
Yeah, several, a number of them.
It is not. This is a pattern. And I'm tired of people acting like, oh, so for some reason, all of these Blacks, of course people commit suicide. All sorts of people commit suicide. But this is a pattern that is specifically related to a movement. And until people stop trying to, explain away the obvious by all of these weak sorts of assertions because they do not want to investigate, because they probably will know that when they investigate, they'll be turning in their own people. This thing will never stop. This is a concerted attack against Black people across this nation, and we need to wake up and call it exactly what it is.
You also, of course, you have the story that took place this weekend out of Michigan, where you had another sister who was found dead. Her name is Priscilla Slater. In fact, let me pull this up because Priscilla Slater was her name. And go to my iPad, please. It says the headline: 6 Harper Woods personnel placed on leave following the death of Priscilla Slater. Now, she died while in custody on June 10th. And folks are trying to figure out exactly what took place in that case. There's another case out of South Carolina where body cam footage was released. This took place last year of an African-American who was shot and killed while in handcuffs in South Carolina. You know, when you begin, first of all, and I'm not saying it's the panacea, but this is also why you have to have as much video as possible, Michael. Dash cam mandatory, body cameras mandatory to see what is happening, and you have to have it because we've seen too many cases. We simply cannot trust the account of police officers because they will change their story and they will lie.
And it's with the technology the way it is, you don't have to have an on and off switch on the camera. It's on all the time. So that way there's no confusion. There's no, oh, I just wanted to turn it off for a minute. No, it has to be on all the time. Clearly, if you're taking a restroom break and things like that, that's a little different. But the technology can allow for that. There's only one way to have accountability. Those kind of cameras that you just described, as well as you have to take the investigation away from the investigators and the investigatees. You have to have an independent agency that does the investigations. You can't have folks investigating themselves. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in sports. It doesn't work in business. So why should it work in law enforcement?
All right, folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. Fam, we support Black-owned businesses, obviously, so check out these headphones by Ceek. Mary Spio, her sister, she is the designer, the inventor, the creator of these unbelievable great headphones, 360-degree sound 4D headphones. If you do gaming, you can use these headphones. You can actually talk. There's Bluetooth as well. Unbelievable. And so they got a partnership with us, folks, and that is you have a promo code. If you buy these headphones, you get a discount. Go to Ceek.com and use the promo code right there. You see it, RMVIP2020. RMVIP 2020. And so we certainly want to thank Mary Spio and the folks at Ceek.com.